covered in the global media, but not the U.S. media. General Flynn, Ukraine is the center for child trafficking, money laundering, and biological laboratories because Victoria Nuland said it. General Flynn,
yeah. Lots of biolabs, human experimentation stuff, and a lot of these stories that come up, they're scrubbed, but this stuff has come out, kind of piecemeal. That the Ukraine was like a whole, just a center for all this stuff, man. It's like the Wild West of, pedos or whatever.
And don't forget the blood soaking the ground feeds their evil deeds. I mean, it is the human sacrifice. The war is.
It's white. Well, I hate, not being a whatever, but I mean, it's Slavic genocide. It's white genocide. They're wiping out millions, entire stock, entire genetic. I mean, it's
stealing them from the street.
Yeah, I mean, but you can look same thing. Look at World War I, right? World War II. These are culling the populations. Who knows what world history would be like? Probably some of the best and bravest people were just sacrificed. And then you have the flu, right? This is from the vaccine. Anybody who didn't get vaccinated did not get the Spanish flu. It was from the injection. The Spanish flu and that killed millions of people, millions and millions. So there you go. This depopulation stuff is, going on.
It's a death cult of Satanists that are psychopaths, right? Yeah. This is episode 8 of us saying that.
Yeah. Ties into all that stuff like white noise and all that stuff. It's all intentional to kill people off. They're happy to kill. They want to kill millions of people. That's what people cannot get about like the Baalists and Israel and stuff, is that they want to kill. One of the interesting things that happened out of Israel is after they're like bombing kids and stuff like that in Iran, they're like had this one guy, he was the former prime minister. He's like Naftali Bennett. He's like, yeah, we're going to get Turkey next. They're not done with Iran yet. Like, they're going to go after these guys. They're just going to keep killing and slaughtering. It's not going to stop because that's what they believe.
That's right. They're not going to stop till we make them stop. Like they're like, oh, nobody's stopping us. I guess we'll go for Turkey next. Like,
And also, this is when you perform a lot of black magic and stuff like that. You have to do blood sacrifice. You have to transition to carbon. A lot of stuff is for rituals, and because of the massive amount of stuff they're doing, is a almost insatiable appetite for blood. Because you lose the grip on these things. You got to keep offering blood up. If you go down that path, and that is let's kill more. And so they don't care, man.
No. It's all black magic, blood sacrifice stuff. Right. They're happy. You don't even mention in the media like there's 3 million dead people on that front, and then Iran is going to be just like the global like consequences of American sanctions are in tens of millions. Cold War and all this stuff, and now it's just gonna get bigger, and it'll probably never be featured on the hyper-controlled American media. Will never. The public's under the most vicious mind war assault in human history.
And this problem is that I have started having bodyguards because I had the opera 7 Deaths to Maria Callas.
Look at how big she is. This guy Thoreau is a tall guy. I've seen him standing next to Savile. I don't know what this guy Thoreau, but he's interviewed face to face some freaking diabolical figures, man. Because there's the thing about Savile that people figured out Savile was bad news was Thoreau's interview with Savile, where he called his mom the lady and all this weird shit, and kept her like room open and stuff. And that's where it all started. The Duchess, good memory. Yeah. But look at how big she is. She's way bigger than him. She's at least.
She's crouching down too. She's like hunching over, like trying to look small.
All in black. The physiognomy, man. She looks like a freaking witch.
Well, no. And just real quick before you play this, there's various reports and stories and anecdotes that she is an extremely high level witch, like international level, whatever. And there's
she's the highest. She was a born witch. In her biography, which I couldn't get through, it was this horrible. But the first couple chapters, she's like, "Yeah, I'd be at home and I just spend time in the closet talking to entities." Like that's what she did from the very beginning.
As you do.
Yeah, you just sit in the closet. Like most
Sit in
people,
the
like,
closet. I'm just going to hang out with Baphomet and Bial. You know, I'm going to.
that's how it all started. She was like talking with entities from the get go.
Mommy, don't open the door. Lilith and I are having tea. You know,
Yeah,
she's
me
probably
and Beelzebub and Baal are
she's
in
got
here.
freaking like skinning cats and stuff. I mean,
They're my friends.
I would not want to go on a date with her.
But like the stuff, yeah, I wouldn't.
Why
either.
would you think that? That's funny.
Here, have
She
a
looks
nice
like she'll
drink.
just step on you. She
Hans's
just holds.
mind is always like, protect my dick. Don't let her near me.
Hans, here's a nice drink. Just have a sip.
Yeah, right.
I would not take a drink from her ever,
Yeah.
or have a piece of cake from her. Actually,
Even blue tea. Yeah, no way.
But she looks like the
3 months.
archetypal witch, though, doesn't she? I mean, if you look at like the drawings of, you know, she's like,
Snow White, the one when she like gets all like she does the potion and she gets all ugly and weird and like, oh, eat this apple, man. That's her right there. You know, fucking Disney had it, 100 years ago.
she's huge. Look at her back, dude. She looks like a lineman, like an NFL lineman.
To them, and I lived there for 30 years. I had to be bodyguard every single day to go to theater and back because there was announcement, the alarm that there will be people in the weapons in the theater when I'm there.
Because of the Alex Jones
All
stuff?
of this, yeah. Then when I was leaving the last day of performance, there was enormous, beautiful made from fresh roses, the heart in the front of theater. And I was thinking this was for me, finishing the work. And they said, no, this is a protest for the children, you just eat. Honestly, it's not fun at all. And I am just horrified by this. But
So it's not fun to eat children? I don't understand. Is that what she's saying?
It's an honor for the children you just ate.
and I was thinking this was for me, finishing the work. And they said, no, this is a protest for the children, you just eat. Honestly, it's not fun. It's for the children.
This is
you
going to
just
be a
eat.
meme for me.
That's a really
gonna
good
just put
troll.
this
That's a good troll move to like give her that. Dude, that's great. I dig those activists that are doing that kind of art. That's art too. When they're bringing it to her face and making her, showing her like, oh, that's great.
does she? But I don't think she denies she eats children, right? As it goes on, she just like, it was in bad taste,
Right.
or it hurt my feelings.
Right. It's terrible that the slaves are getting so unruly.
Yeah.
Somebody control them. How dare they speak to me that way?
I'm a stone cold witch. All my friends are the elites.
Right.
This will be my new icon for my for my Twitter feed or something.
That is
Look
awesome,
up
man.
her husband. He's like,
I love that expression, man. He's just like,
how does he get these like interviews with them? Like,
his eyes are like bugging out. He's like, I better get out of here, man. She may sit on me.
the
Man.
babies you ate. Well, what's the next question? For people who don't know, this is like the connection between Abramovich and Epstein was this Edge Foundation, which Epstein was the #1 beneficiary of the Edge Foundation. He was the one who financed most of it. He was like over 50% of the funds that go. Their website is still up, and you can see every freaking elite person on earth. But there she is. The memoir is the one I was just talking about. It's called Walk Through Walls, which is a sacrilegious thing because I think, according to the Old Testament, Elijah, one of the prophets, could walk through walls. And so she's kind of emulating, I think, that maybe knowingly or unknowingly. I'm not sure.
But I like that little tagline for the journal or whatever. To arrive at the edge of the world's knowledge, seek out the most complex and sophisticated minds, put them in a room together, and have them ask each other the questions that they are asking themselves. Okay, so that's like kind of a mastermind thing, but this is like like talking about her exploring the physical and mental limits of her being. She has withstood pain, exhaustion, and danger in the quest for emotional and spiritual transformation. And then I don't know these other artists, but and transitory objects for human and non-human use. Transitory. So look at this. Abramovich better work with performances, sound, photography, video, sculpture, and transitory objects for human and non-human use. So these transitory objects, this means they are a form of transaction. There's capitalized. That's what I said, as a portal, right? Transition, as in,
Right.
and for human and non-human use. So this, she's implying that, okay, well, this is a non-human entity. It will come through this artwork. We'll use this to summon this through, because these are, the
Right.
transitory object.
And
There's
we
some
can
other
feed
meanings to
it
that.
with these actions, right? And we can give it, it's like a way of giving offering and also taking, that's like you said, the exchange between. So Abramovich, she put herself through the Grok process. She like did one piece of art where she spent like hours, I forget how many hours, where she just stood there naked and there's like a table of all these implements of torture or pleasure, and she says anybody can do what they want with my body. And she had a loaded gun, like she had like, and people at first but by the end they were really putting her through the ringer and give her, I think they had to stop. I don't know if she went the whole time, but she willingly took the abuse, and that was part of the performance slash. And she also says that the difference between a ritual and an art performance is the intent. And so when I'm at a party, I'm doing a ritual, but when I'm at this over here, I'm doing, it's the same actions. What is this that you have?
This is from the Itch Foundation, where it was there. I just like clicked on the first billionaire's dinner, and before we started the show, I was studying John Pagozzi, who is the original selfie guy who was friends with Epstein. Like, he saw Epstein, publicly says like he regrets meeting Epstein, but he was in the same circles. Art dealer, rich guy, heir to a fortune, and there he is with the founder of YouTube, Ann Wojcicki, who's met her maker, I suppose. But this is from 2015, so it's the original, like, Paul Allen. That's the guy who started Microsoft. Paige Dillon. And in the background of one of these is Epstein. Like, I think they scrubbed it from the site, but he's here. But she's part of this foundation, so she's like in this like influence. I can't believe that they wouldn't know how dark she was. Like, I feel like my sense of, I don't know if there's actual proof, but I feel like she's been put in these things.
No, I mean, they're followers of her. I mean,
Yeah.
most likely she's calling the shots over even some of these billionaires. You know what I mean? Because she's very much connected with this
I
high.
didn't know this guy Pagozzi was in here. I'll bring up
Stuart
Pagozzi.
Brand
It's
is there, man.
unbelievable
My
stuff,
favorite.
dude. Like, the more you research, the crazier it gets. There's Bezos, like the richest man in
Co-founder
the
of
world.
Google.
Remember the
Pagozzi's here. I'll bring this up right now. Like, I'll just show you. Hold on, give me a second.
there was that image of Abramovich with the Jacob Rothschild, in front of Satan summoning his minions, and they're all proud. Like, that's a piece of artwork, and they're like, that's filling the frame behind them. And who's their minions? Oh, these two guys. It's like, it's pretty interesting how they use the artwork to give their message.
There's just so much here, dude. He is connected. Epstein was connected to so many people. I had no idea. This guy lied too. Pagozzi, and the researcher that I saw, he never brought up his association to Edge and like, this is just absolutely crazy stuff. Watch this.
Well, I mean, look at you got Sergey Brin, you got Paul Allen, co-founder of Jeff Bezos. I mean, these are like, as Larry Page. I mean, these are like major. I mean, these are like movers and shakers of planet Earth. I mean, at least in terms of the most of our technology and whatever. I mean, these are.
Bryn is in the files. I caught him. We did a live show on another show, and we caught him like with Epstein and one of his cohorts on the island. And it's not there. God, I cannot believe Pagozzi. Well, look at this. Watch this. So Pagozzi is in air. This is kind of the follow-on slides I had. That's the gate. We'll talk about that hopefully. But that's Serrano. There's Epstein. This is Coons. Let's see. And here's Pagozzi somewhere. There he is. John Pagozzi, the father of the celebrity selfie, turns on himself again. November 7th, 2025, fairly recent. So this is the guy that we see right here. It's literally right here. Let me see. He's hanging out with Paul Allen. That's number 2 at Microsoft.
This is also Pollen as an art collector.
Having himself in pictures is why the father of the celebrity. So all these people he's in the pictures with are celebrities, right? It's really weird. It's meta how it's about him being in a picture and we're watching pictures of him with Epstein. Like, it's really interesting how
He liked totemic, like African art. I'm curious to see what kind of totem art it was. Like, because sometimes these are like ancient, African gods, like voodoo type stuff. But here's his pictures. Like, he's
Papa
with
Legba.
Hunter S. Thompson, bro.
Andy
And
Warhol.
and I mentioned Lady Gaga's connection to Abramovich. He's just he's hanging out with all these people.
Oh, he had that Masonic finger sign thing in that last picture, with the pinky.
Where is it?
Right there.
Oh, okay.
You see that?
Yeah.
Or some kind of whatever.
These are just things that got up. I mean, he's been in like for 40 years taking pictures of all these celebrities. Schwarzenegger, blanks.
Is that Epstein?
John Belushi.
Where? I don't know.
Is that
Maybe
on the
Belushi.
right, second row down? Who is that?
That's Mel Brooks.
Mel Brooks. What?
Yeah.
That looks like Epstein. It's funny. I love Mel Brooks. I'm sorry, Mel Brooks.
But this guy's everywhere, and I didn't know he was at the Edge Foundation. When I saw that picture, I gasped. Here he is with Paris Hilton, Catherine Deneuve, and he's in the Epstein Black Book. 3 numbers, bunch of numbers. And there's his new book that came out recently.
So when he's getting selfies with these people, it's probably like what Hans was saying before. It's a signifying. It's a message from one set of elites to other set of elites. Look at these people are in the club, right?
I think so.
Not Mel Brooks. I see the comment. No, not
Mel Brooks. I'm not. I used to like Mel Brooks. Now I hate him.
Oh, don't tell us why.
I will tell you why.
Okay, good. Thank you. Anyway, so yeah, so you're going through a series of images, William. Do you want to get into that?
Yeah, I do. I just want to see if I can find the picture. Epstein's at one of these. This guy's Brockman is the intermediary between Epstein and Abramovich and all these people.
And he was in Pizzagate too, right?
Brockman, I don't know.
Oh no, that was Brock.
There's Pagozzi again. He's there every freaking time. There's Bryn in the background. God, he just lied. And Wojcicki, she's like the YouTube founder, man.
Yes.
It's one of these billionaires' dinners where he is. There's Omidyar, that's eBay, Groening. He's supposed Virginia Giuffre said that she gave him a foot massage. So this whole foot massage power thing that happened. What was the thing? Bezos before the roids. Max Brockman, Brockman's son. Pritzker in the files.
And the Pritzker family, the transgender stuff, I mean, they spearheaded that. They funded that top to bottom, man. They funded it, promoted it. Without the Pritzkers, it would not have happened. No way. They are the money behind it.
Yeah. I think this Nathan Wolf is Metabiota. He's involved in COVID. I think that he's one of the hidden players. There's Gates, right? Totally busted by thing. There's Brockman.
Not Bill Gates. He's my hero. he's a renegade upstart tech genius that defined the 20th century. No. He
Joey Ito, totally involved with Epstein.
Peter Gabriel, dude. Oh no, Peter Gabriel.
Buddies with Peter Christopherson. These guys are closer than you would think. I don't know which dinner it was. I'd have to look it up online anyway.
Well, if you don't mind, I just have one other quick little. I left some images out. We'll just look at just real quick some corporate logos to show how this stuff trickles down into, mass.
Do you want to bring it up?
It's on your. I sent it up to you. It's just hit there.
I don't see it.
It says, present. Okay, I loaded. Oh no, because someone kicked me out of the show.
I did. I was trying to get rid of your here. Oh,
That's
there it
why,
is.
man.
Oh, we want to go back
There
to
it
this.
is.
All right, there it
Yeah.
is.
So just to show like some of these images, right? I want to say anything about that. So this is like Clockwork Orange, right? So here we have lots of symbolism, as above, so below. All the eyeballs. I don't know if someone wants to count them.
Oh,
I'm feeling, it's not a test. I'm just feeling lazy.
15.
Okay. But yeah,
Like
so
bowling pins.
those are, yeah, but those,
Same
so,
setup, I think.
but these are where these types of imagery and stuff gets into the mass mind, right? Communicating and also using archetypal, influencing, right? Influencing people's, programming subconscious imagery, right? You're putting in subconscious cues. Certain images, they were seen as having certain power. They would not be released from the initiates. And now, of course, revelation of the method, right? Here we are. But not only that, initiation of the population as well. So you can go to the next one, I guess.
That's right. Bill Gates had Abramovich on for a ad or something like that for Microsoft,
Google Glass. I
Google
think.
Glass, and then people
Or,
got
no, it was
pissed. and
Microsoft glasses. Yeah, right.
They got really angry and took it off. So like he's connected to her as well.
So
Let's see if I can find that.
So logos, branding, algorithmic manipulation of people, configuration of people, nudging, right? So this brand archetypes. I mean, so these use archetypal energies, right? So the brands themselves are invoking things that were done, previously through ritual art. So this is an example of the brand archetype personalities. So we can see, what kind of brand are you, William? Caregiver, everyman, belonging, jester, lover, hero, magician, outlaw, sage. And so you can see, provide structure, explore spirituality, leave legacies. These are the circle. It's also a mandala, right? So this is from, corporate advertising. And then we have share there, with the Egyptian Eye of Horus, and right there,
Katy
she's.
Perry.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right. Same thing.
She looks like Cher. I just saw that. I have horrors. I guess I didn't look that close when I downloaded it. But still, Katy Perry. Cher also has similar stuff for the Egyptian stuff.
Katy Perry had the eye blink problem after she got the jab too, right? Isn't that ironic that she's doing the eye thing with the?
Yeah. So she's got the one eye thing. You can even see, and even colors. These are very, very specific colors. These are not normal. Don't look at it closely. Oh, that's yellow. That's orange. These are specific shades of color with specific meanings, like the blue, like the colors in Katy Perry, formerly known as Cher. No, I was kidding. But there was a lot of this Egyptian stuff, like in the 70s, right? So there's some stuff, and of course, like, was it King Tut? Remember that? So that's another way, that novelty song by Steve Martin. Remember, William? You remember that? King Tut.
What? Yes.
Born in Bad. Okay, I'm not going to sing it. I won't degrade myself to that extent, but. I mean, again, he's not a good singer, but the song King Tut, Funky Tut, so King Tut, but this, he has all the Egyptian iconography, walk like an Egyptian. Remember that song? Right? So,
Of course.
and these are ways of inputting things, right, into the cultural stream, and also connecting these interconnected elites. And you can communicate, vast amounts of information to those who are in the know without any direct communication whatsoever, right, through the media. So we can hit the next one. So these are basically corporate logos that a lot of times have sigils embedded within them, right? So there's lots of sigil magic within corporate logos. Maybe you want to say something about that, Sean. I don't know if you.
I think people should look at Freeman Fly's work from 20 years ago. Maybe he was talking about how a lot of the corporate symbols have Freemasonic imagery. And he went through like a bunch of them, and so people should look at his work. But yeah, I agree. Like a lot of these, and we see that in everything, like because these are archetypal mind control. It's a way of, and even like the names, like Pepsi, like Pep is the the snake god, the evil snake of of the Egyptians, and then coke is like there is another word for dick for like these are Egyptian things. It's really interesting. Like I mean, it's not interesting. It's just weird how they take those energies and they recycle them into something that we don't really know. Our conscious mind does not know it, but our subconscious does. And the Freemasons use those symbols as well. So you'll see a lot of that too. It's a language set. It's like another language, you know.
Oh, absolutely. And so, one thing, there was a couple, I forget, I saw years ago, they talked about sigil stuff, but like a lot of times the news show, I haven't watched like Fox News, CNN for a long time, but they have all that, like Alex Jones has it, some of the super pro, you have this kind of ticker tape with these like weird images, stuff just bubbling up, right? There's all kinds of stuff embedded in that, right? So these, they had gone through and freeze framed it. And if you look at, what I'm talking about, right? So you have all these, it just looks like bubbles or background stuff or this or that. And this is just tons of stuff embedded in that, right? They would go through every couple seconds and pause. Here's this, here's that. So it's a type of symbolic. It is a type of symbolic imprinting, right? So you're connected with brand, desire, personal identity, right? Your personal identify. I go to Starbucks, I'm going to have my I eat at Whole Foods. I'm going to get their, their organic fish that's like farmed in like toxic sludge in Thailand and pay like quadruple the price. But so you're creating like a dreamlike state where people are having constantly bombarded with these images and influences, which are very powerful, right? Normally, in past human cultures, the use of these types of things were very selected, right? Maybe more potent, right? We started, I think the pre-show we mentioned Hieronymus Bosch, right? But that's, but we look at, religious iconography, this, that, there were things, but, we are bombarded, but these they're imprinting, right? They're imprinting these in the subconscious. And if you believe that these symbols activate certain things or they anchor certain things and they function as sort of a matrix, right? This dream state, people are in a dream state and they're being influenced by all this stuff in their subconscious mind. They have no idea at all. So primarily they're completely subconscious. And the thing is that when you recognize certain things, like if you stop drinking and you go to a bar, you're like, you know what I mean? So I don't know if you had that experience, or you're just around a lot of people who are drunk. You're like, man, this is really, you know what I mean? You just walk in a bar, like, this has a bad vibe, man, or whatever. Maybe not, but you know what I mean? So you're around certain things. The same thing if you extract yourself from the media, right? So, because I lived in India, like in my early 20s for like 5 years. I came back, I was like, whoa, I could see all this stuff all around me. Right now, India is probably the same, right, as the U.S. But I mean, these things are impacting us. They're everywhere, and they're all manipulations. They're all deliberate. Maybe not everything, but a lot of the stuff is deliberate programming, and they fit into an entire systematic context. So I just two more of these, and then move on. So the next one is next slide. So that's this example of painting, basically, revelation of the method, right? So this is exactly, this is, showing you what is actually happening, right? So their top of the head is empty. This is all coming in. They are identified completely with the image. They are, in a sense, they're inducted into the dream state. They live in the dream state through the media. They're not aware. People are not aware they're in a dream state, right? And this was research done in the 60s, 70s, talking about it induces an alpha state. You see the external world as a dream state. That television imprints your consciousness for 2 weeks after watching it. I did this study, a couple number of hours. It affects the brainwaves. I mean, you're literally in a trance-induced state it's happening, not just. I mean, unless you're really conscious of it, it's biological, it's neurobiological, right? And that's one of the ways television was designed, right? So, and just one more. So we see this all over the place, right? You see this all over the place. This third eye, right? In this, again, this is an example. And we can find this. You probably think of 1,000 examples, right, where this shows up. So, okay, that's it for that. But just saying, like, these elites behind the scenes, they're conveying a lot of stuff, and the people in that thing you just showed us, right, William? That all these billionaires, these are the people that they're running the whole a lot of the world, right, in terms of production, consumption, everything.
Everything you're saying, they're doing through the technate. They're all there. It's like all of them: Musk, Bezos, Microsoft, Gates. It's really incredible. They're like the who's who of the Trump administration, and they're actually taking power. They're instituting all this kind of stuff, this Luciferian AI Palantir crap. So they were all there. They're all around Abramovich. They're around Epstein. That's why they don't talk about Epstein, because it's like she's too important.
The total information awareness patch features the all-seeing eye looking at the globe, and that was before Palantir. It was total information awareness, and it featured that image. But
Yeah,
I mean, that's a positive image too. It's not all negative.
Well, yeah, it shows this eye in a pyramid beaming over the entire Earth, controlling
Right.
the entire planet.
Yeah, yeah.
It's positive, I guess. Yeah,
Well, no, I mean just the eye itself is like it represents an awakened consciousness. Like three aspects of consciousness is thought, emotions, and action. And when all those are engaged and working, then it's an awakened person. It's also like the two halves of the brain working together so that you can engage the third eye. Like, I mean, there's a lot of good ideas, but it could be used for good or bad. They can take a good symbol and make it bad too. Like it doesn't.
Sean, I didn't know you're a member of the Illuminati, bro. I'm gonna have to rethink our friendship.
Yeah.
He's an Illuminati. He came out. We're gonna post this clip. Sean, the guy in the pyramid, one eye, Mister One Eye.
Yeah, there you go.
But if you look at the dollar bill, right? So the meaning there is what? This is capstone. This is the the illuminated ones. I mean, no, I'm just teasing you, Sean.
I get it. No, Mark Passio did a thing talking about how it's like he or it favors our work. And what is the work? Are they building up the pyramid to block out the light of the creator? Or are they tearing down the bricks to expose the light of the creator to let that light shine? You know what I mean? It could be seen as two ways. The pyramid could be almost built, or it could be being deconstructed. Like, so anyway, there's good ways of looking at everything. You know what I mean? Even like I worry about putting the number 93 on my email because I don't want people to think I'm a Thelemite. But the idea of will being aligned with love is good stuff. That's like a good idea, but Crowley was a psycho. I mean, they take it and they can do what they will with it and they change it around. So like the symbols, I just had to say that the symbol itself isn't necessarily bad. It's just that but it represents the higher order that's beyond, like the creator in the next dimension above, who like cuts a slit and is looking down into our world. You know what I mean? So if they want to make themselves God, they're going to take that symbol and wear it on themselves. And look, I have the eye and I'm the one looking down. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, they take the symbol and use it for the power that it has.
Yeah, it's just I may agree with you. If I was a member of the Illuminati, Sean, like you, I may agree with you. The eye in the pyramid.
You're drinking that blue tea, we'll see by the end.
Things do. If you drink too much of it, everything starts looking blue. It's pretty weird.
Right.
I think it's a mild hallucinogen. It's connected with Datura or something.
Nice. There you go.
But it's good for the brain, supposedly. Everything is not looking blue yet. Maybe soon. But no, the eye in the pyramid. Okay, that's a positive meaning. But in the case you look at Jeremy Bentham, right? The panopticon, right? That's the single eye. That's the absolute control. And in the in the use of the elites, it's that they will become Adam Kadam, the newly arisen man as God, right? And this is Like, Chabad or whatever, God is what? Ein Sof, insentient chaos, right? This insentient mass like Yog Sothoth and H.P. Lovecraft, or whatever. And they have to become God to rule the world. And so, but I'm not saying it doesn't have potentially have a, it has that meaning, but if you look at its utilization and its programming, so the
Totally.
symbol is being programmed in a certain way, but
I
yeah,
agree with
it
you.
doesn't mean it's bad.
Yeah, I agree with you completely. You're right. And what you're saying is valid. It's all like I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong. But yeah, like I definitely want to make sure that we get some things in before the end. So like do we want to talk about Pizzagate? Because we did connect it. It is connected.
If you like, I mean, Gerald, you're gonna have to wait to the end for Trumpy Bear. I'm sorry, but it'll be worth the wait. I promise you.
Trumpy bear.
Well,
Okay, but well, I mean, I just wanted like to bring up that the art was like the Instagram it's showing images to people that they don't wish to have. It just shows up in their feed, and Instagram was like it's a way of like there were a lot of Satanists that were involved with that stuff that had some really devious Instagram art. Like people should check out Memory Hold. He's a researcher. He goes deep into those. I tried to have him on once. I talked to him a couple times on the email, but we never. But
He's been on my show twice, so you can.
fantastic. That's yeah. That he will like people should check out his stuff and he went deep into the Instagram. But the way the Instagram works is it like you just scroll through and you subscribe and to people and they post stuff that's this ephemeral thing that comes through and it like at a certain time everybody gets this image on their phone as they're you know in the trance sucked into the phone and so they're using these type of images uh as like a bombarding people's heads, and there were images of like little kids tied down with tape, you know, like a image of a baby in a stroller. It's like a fake baby. It's like but it's like got a for sale sign on it, and these type of things, like some dude writhing around on the floor, dripping in blood, like, the guy's name in French means pedophile, the Alephantis, like um the image that he used is the catamite slave of some pedophile Roman emperor.
Antinous,
Yeah,
Antinous.
right. So like I mean
Hadrian he was the ideal gay lover for Hadrian who drowned and then Antinous at the perfection of his beauty died drowning in the Nile. Does it sound familiar to anything else?
hmm.
Yeah.
Smiley face killers.
Yes, exactly. And
Mm.
they choose young, fit males, right? They don't choose fat ones or ugly ones.
There's nobody fat or ugly. I
Yeah.
mean, it depends, but they're like all athletic types. Like, I think they fit within the gay ideal. They're a little skinnier, so they're not like overly big, like linemen or whatever. A lot of swimmers too, which is weird. So it's like the swimming phenotype or whatever. What do you call genotype or I don't know what the term is, but the guy who did the original stuff, Gilbertson, like these guys are on this kind of like almost off the mean curve of body types. They're in some kind of thing that's off to the side. It's very strange. But yeah, Hadrian, Antinous, and then Antinous drowns. There's actually, if you go through the gay literature, which I don't recommend, but there are like books. The reason I know this is because I was like, who's this guy? But there's like books about Antinous. Like it's some type of thing in the transgressive gay subtext of them, and they're like, this is what they like. I don't know what like a man would be Marilyn Monroe, or I don't know, like some kind of ideal woman for a man. Like Antinous is for gay dudes.
I had to get therapy when I found out the village people were gay. Why? Macho man.
Yeah.
He's a
But
macho man. Actually, that
but
song has awesome lyrics. But I
It
mean,
makes
they
weird when Trump
but
is on there. Did you hear Trump talking to that MMA guy last weekend?
no.
Oh, dude, it made me think that he may have sucked Bill Clinton's Johnson,
of
dude. When
course
he
he
was,
did.
yeah, I was
There,
like, whoa, bro, you sound like this is
but
this
anyway,
is not a straight person. Let me see if
so
I can find.
like the Instagram, all of those ideas are getting shoved into the heads of these people. They don't know what Antinous is. They look at the image every time, every time a post happens, and they see the word Alephantis, and then they see the thing, and so it is like, uh, it's a mild, like, also they love to flaunt how, like, look what I can do, and look, I can put it in public and nobody does nothing. Like, um a friend of mine used to call it dark shine, where like they put it in your face, uh because it's like, it feeds their ego and their narcissism, and like remember the Olympic ceremony where they had like the big fat blue guy on the plate, and they had, the fat female with the being Jesus and stuff, like, they're just shoving the Satanism at us, and like, haha, what are you going to do about it? I think that's what that Pizzagate was, and people finally realized, oh, that's what it is. And then it all exposed right before the Trump election, and oh, Hillary Clinton's connected to this, and Alex Jones was going hard with the spirit cooking, and um, I think it tipped the scales into the Trump camp, for the first time, because people couldn't imagine that Trump would be part of that. Like Hillary Clinton, of course, she's evil, but and now we see, like, even if he's not part of it, he's still covering up for him and keeping them all safe. And like, that's why he's the president, so that they could release these things, and they couldn't keep a cover on it anymore. You know what I mean? That's why I think Trevor Moore, there's a clip of Trevor Moore from Whitest Kids You Know, rest in peace. And he said that he heard a rumor that the, that Epstein had a dead man's switch, and turns out it was the COVID got released once Epstein was murdered. And so, like, I mean, it's pretty silly, but really, like, when the Epstein thing happened, all of a sudden it was a big distraction and nobody's talking about Epstein anymore. My friend Freeman said that, like, he would say that to people at the grocery store. They'd be like talking about COVID, and he would bring up like, oh, at least nobody's talking about Epstein, and everybody like looks at him all silent, but really it's like manipulation. And now we got more Epstein, and okay, World War III, right? All right, here we go. Like, so I think really, there's a lot to this. I think that exposing all of this artwork and their minds, and really dissecting it, what it is, gives us the upper hand advantage, because now we understand the symbols too, and they can't use it the way they used to against us.
Absolutely, Sean. I just wanted to give an anecdote. So I did the one eye symbol just in case people say we're Illuminati. So I'm
Oh,
now
you're Illuminati too.
I'm going down.
Sweet.
I'm going down with you, man. I'm high. I'm Grandmaster.
You're my Sub Rosa brother.
No, but I just gave an example of power of symbols. To me, it's semi funny story, not that funny. But so we got a new car finally after, like, getting multiple car wrecks. People kept running into me. I don't know why, but nice car. It was a Lexus. We go to the temple to have the car blessed. See, I do ritual, get the car blessed. It's a new car. It protects it. So we're driving down and if you know Columbus, Ohio, a place called Bexley, right? Large Jewish population. People are like, start honking at us. They're like, fuck you, like, and I'm like, what's going on? I get home, they'd covered the car in swastikas because it's
Wow.
an Indian auspicious symbol. There's like a huge swastika on the hood of the car. Of course, it's an ancient symbol, but that's an example. Again, So the symbolic energy or whatever, so in a certain sense,
Totally.
it's a power and it's contextual. So I'm not saying like the eye in the pyramid is bad per se, but then they're also in the case of, they're saying we control you. You don't even know what this is, right? So like Walter Benjamin, he talked about how modern media was designed to shock and rewire the viewer. It's shocking the perception, and said like that basically the rapid visual sequences restructure sensory perception, processing, and attention. These are basic facets, right? Sensory processing and attention. We don't think about that, but you're really starting to work on the hardware almost of the human being through this stuff.
8-frame cuts. That's Kubrick talked about it, and he's talking about like commercials and stuff. They use 8-frame cuts that are very quick, and it works on your subconscious like a dream. It's not like a real. They're not like stating facts and teaching you about the product. You know what I mean? It's like working on your emotion. He spoke about that 8-frame cuts. Anyway, yeah, but that it's very interesting. I think that we don't need to like bring up stuff, but I guess I do kind of want to bring up one of Kim Noble was one of the artists who was featured that was here. I'll share here 1 second.
Hans, can you take your PDF?
Sorry, yeah, I didn't want to keep looking at that eye. I was getting sick of it. I was waiting for you to take it down. Sorry.
I can kick you out again. Here we go.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. No. I'll have a.
Let's see.
Oh, there he goes. Here, wait. Oh, I got it. Okay.
That's why you want to watch that Trump video. That I don't know. Tell me what you think about this.
Here.
You did kick me out, William. I was about to delete it. That was mean. No,
that's okay. I'm sorry. That's the last time.
I'm not buying you a Trumpy bear.
Oh, damn it. All I really want to do is listen to the song. Here we go. Listen to Trump. Just watch this. Tell me what you think. Like, if people don't know the Epstein files, they said that Trump performed fellatio on Bill Clinton, but this kind of like makes me kind of think.
It's crazy. But look, thank you for doing what you're doing. Only for yes. Put me the more than when they stop the fight. I'll give you a money. You look so good. You're too good looking to be a fighter. You are some fighter. Thank you, man. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Congratulations. 16-0, man.
Yeah, you heard it there from Dana.
Congratulations, the Trump wants to bang.
You're a beautiful guy.
Costa was 5-0 in the UFC when he challenged for the middleweight title.
But also to hit him to the point that he just falls down.
He keeps wanting to touch him, and he's like, "You're too good looking," but he squares up with him.
True
this is
love.
body language. Like, he's not giving him the side angle. He's really like one of his targets. Like, he's targeting like a 14-year-old, 15-year-old model. Like, it's kind of like he's treating this guy like that.
Reminds me of a Beatles song. I want to hold your hand. I want to. Like, he's like he's holding hands. Like, it's a little bit long, you know.
Just
I
look
mean,
at the body language. Yeah, just look at the body language. Smile, looking into his eyes, not stepping away, extra touch. Keeps touching him.
he touched his thigh. You see that? He reached over there. He's like, yeah, he did. Sorry, Trump.
Looks down at his body or something. Like, watch this, man. Look at this. Watch his eyes. You're too good looking. Watch his eyes. Watch Trump's eyes. Keep watching. See it? He gets that extra look in while he's not looking at him. See that? I don't think that's me, man. There's something going on there.
I hope Iran makes a Lego video about it.
They should. They're usually on point, man. They're putting stuff out like right away.
Yeah.
They're fighting the info war. There's no question.
So this is an image from Kim Noble, and she was Tony Podesta had her artwork. Tony Podesta is brother of John Podesta that we know from the Podesta files. And there we written backwards on the wall, it says help. Pratt was here, die, daisy chain next day. And there's these small children forced to perform fellatio on this monstrous purple man in a chair. And there's figures, it's as if the two children's souls are floating up in the sky because it's like they're dissociated. Okay. Kim Noble was a victim of SRA type abuse. There's another one. So here's another one. We see the Joker face on one of the victims. And look at the blackness that they're in. I mean, these images have a lot of power to them. And there's another one, the same, on a chair with the dude smiling. Okay, there we go. We see three small girls, I guess, in a triangle in the center of the floor. And we also see floating, their spirits floating above. And we see three men with whips or something in their hands around them. This one is really bad. It's a gang rape of a child. Okay, this one, an adult is electrocuting someone who's tied to the wall. This one, a girl is chained to the wall and her spirit is floating again. Help. Free me, please, it says backwards. Children in cages. And the tall adults are carrying like electrocution devices, I'm guessing. It looks like a bolt of lightning or something coming off.
Cattle prod.
Cattle prod, right, yes. There again, you see a victim whose soul is floating up above the body. It shows the dissociation and the so that I just want to share those. And also before, like Maria Farmer too, she was a victim of Epstein's network. And she did this painting. This is three of them. But she did here, this one above has Les Wexner as the head of the snake. And it's got the faces of many of abusers, Bill Clinton on the TV. These are close-ups of, we see Trump right there with his hair in front of his temple with 666 on the door, hand tower. Trump is on top of a mushroom with the Amanita muscaria. And we see the spaceship on an obelisk that crushed the Wicked Witch, or the crushed the witch that had the ruby slippers. There's a lot going on in this painting. People should check it out. So
it's the modern version of a Hieronymus Bosch triptych.
Yeah.
It
It's
really
like,
is.
if you want to know about the Epstein files, you could look at this, or you could read the files. It's really very deep. And
She would know. She was an early victim, right? Even before 2000, if I remember.
Well, and she
In the
was,
90s.
I mean, right here, I think I mentioned I had worked one time on the Wexner estate, and that's where she was held captive. She was a
Right.
prisoner. They imprisoned her.
I think she had to call her dad for help, if I remember. Like he had to drive from Florida or something. There was like something really dark. Yeah. I think she's suing the FBI for not listening to her. I think
Yeah,
to this day in 2025 or 2026, I believe so. I think she's doing it anonymously, but I'm not positive.
she got brain cancer too, which is very sad. I think probably just from all, I mean, it basically just wrecked her, psychologically and emotionally.
They went after people, and she has a sister too, right? What's her sister's name? I forgot.
I don't know.
Her sister was one of the abused too. Yeah, there's a picture of her and her sister together. The early when they were, I think they were at their most vicious, like in the late 90s or early 2000s. And then I think that the relationship between Maxwell or G Max and Epstein started to fray. And then the lawsuit happened and kind of things got calmed down around 2007 when he went through the whole court process.
Right. But
My opinion.
this will bring us back to the Epstein network and the abusers of the Epstein. I wanted to make sure that we highlighted Maria Farmer's work.
Yeah, thanks. That's great. She's in this deviant art thing, so I think that she's a good element. When you showed that picture of the person over the young child, it made me think of this picture of Andrew, because it's the same kind of controlling thing. Like, where isn't this pulling up?
Yeah.
See how he's over her with his arms, like she can't move, and she's like almost like playing dead body.
Right.
And she's a shrimp. She's like prepubescent, or like she's not full grown. It's not a full grown girl. This is the girl alleged to come from Ukraine, by the way. That they don't know where she is. Like, that's the whole thing about the investigation. They had to stop the investigation because it would reveal, I think, in my opinion, it would reveal acts of extreme depravity so intense the public couldn't handle it. Like when Bondi said he would bring down like the economy, I don't think she was exaggerating. I don't think it was hyperbole.
Bring it down.
No, absolutely. But I mean, this guy, look at this guy's expression. I mean, this guy looks like, almost like a living demon or like demon possessed. And he looks, I mean, his eyes, his expression is like, I'm going to kill and eat this person. I mean, that's really scary.
Elements of the FBI files that bring up Maria Farmer are very important, because in the document, one of the interesting components, we're talking about DeviantArt tonight, but one of the interesting components is that what came out is all the people calling the FBI saying these guys are freaks, Trump's a monster, Andrew's involved, Andrew's following people and hunting people in the UK with Ghislaine, like they're literally saying the stuff you're talking about, like those pictures you just showed, Sean, of those 5 kids out in the dark. There's the thing about this dude and Andrew and Ghislaine. Let me see if I can find it. Like, it is freaking harrowing. Like, they went to some place outside of like the area and like tortured people. It's just it's off the charts.
Yeah, I think we talked about, maybe it was the Blink Twice episode where they did the human hunting, where they would chase him and rape him and take an article of clothing and then let him go and keep chasing.
Did we talk about this file? I don't even remember. This is this is the intake files, right? So these are the things that happen. This is August 2020. Did we talk about this 6 to 8 year old one? You guys remember that?
Let's go. Do
you want to read that, Sean? Do you feel like reading it?
Yeah, I think I can probably get that.
I can email this to you if you can't see it.
I think I can see it. Okay.
Yeah. This is 2020.
Okay, so let's see. Epstein, Jeffrey, child sex trafficking. Date submitted 7/12/2020. Threat to life false. Submitted text. When I was 6 to 8 years old and living, redacted, in Surrey, UK, I was drugged at night and driven by my father, blank, to pedophile ring parties. The main house I was taken to is located behind Thorpe Green at the end of a private road. Hurst Farm Livery Stables is next door. In the driveway of this house, I was hit by a dark blue car with a personalized license plate ending in redacted, driven by Prince Andrew. I was not taken to hospital, but I suffered permanent injuries to my ribs, hip, and leg on my right side. The car's hood figurine broke off in my hand on impact, and I later buried it near my home, so it could still be recoverable as evidence. After I was hit by the car, I woke up to Prince Andrew doing something redacted in the house. I was also redacted. We don't know. I have medical records of the resulting infection. I once ran away from the house naked and made it to the Irish traveler community down the road. GPS number, give him the exact place. I remember seeing and speaking to a man.
Sorry to interrupt, Sean, but for people who don't know, Irish travelers are synonymous with gypsies, so they're kind of like the term that's used in the UK for gypsy communities. They're very itinerant, and you know, there was a movie, I
Criminals.
think. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was trying to say something nice, but there was a movie with Brad Pitt about about the
Oh,
gypsies. I can't remember where.
yeah, you like Dags?
Yeah, something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
something.
remember that one.
Yeah,
That
he
was
spoke in a real distinctive accent. I can't remember the name of it, but anyway, sorry to
it
interrupt.
was Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, or was it
I
one
think
of
it's the
those?
same director. I think it's the
Yeah.
same director.
Oh, Snatch. Snatch. I think that's
Yes.
the one.
Yes, good memory.
Anyway, so I have medical records of the resulting infection that Andrew gave her. I once ran away from the house naked and made it to the Irish traveler community down the road. I remember seeing and speaking to a man, so I think that there may be Irish travelers living in the area who could corroborate what goes on there. I was also taken to another house that I later recognized as Frogmore Cottage when its refurbishment was in the news in 2018. There I was restrained on a table and tortured with electrical shocks by Ghislaine Maxwell and surrounded by watching men. I remember seeing Prince Andrew's face, redacted. I tried to sneak out. Maxwell caught me and beat me with the bristle end of a broom, redacted. She also threatened me, saying that I deserved to die, and hit me in the face with the broom, breaking my nose. I was only taken to the hospital for the broken nose after a rugby match, so that the injury could be blamed on that. Violation questions. What was the exact crime that occurred? Human trafficking and sexual assault against minors. When did the crime incident occur? Please provide an approximate date, 94 to 96. Where did the crime incident occur? Frogmore Cottage, Windsor, SL4 2JG, United Kingdom, Engham, GPS coordinates, Palm Beach, Florida. First name redacted, last name redacted, date of birth, all that redacted. Subject information, first name Ghislaine, last name Maxwell. Additional info. During this time frame, I also went on yearly vacations with my family to Florida, staying at my grandparents' house in Vero Beach. I remember on one occasion being driven by my father over an hour away to a mansion with a gated driveway and a large rectangular swimming pool. I was molested by a man that I later recognized as Epstein when he was in the news. He, blank redacted, he took pornographic photos of me in a skirt. Around late 2012, I had not yet fully processed all these memories, but I reported my father to the police after seeing a text from Ghislaine Maxwell on his phone saying, "I have 2 children." And being triggered by it, I believe it's possible that my father may have been involved in procurement for the pedophile ring even then, because he made visits to several local schools and a disabled children's home, the White Lodge Center.
Oh, there's no other thing a cult there, guys.
The White
The White
Lodge.
Lodge.
Right. In the end, he was not arrested and the case was not investigated. As a result, he was able to destroy a lot of evidence, such as photographs. Releasing Ghislaine Maxwell on bail would lead to the same outcome. I am willing to testify and provide evidence and or more detailed descriptions of events. So, other ring members. Here we go. My father's best friend, blank. My father's secret accountant. He lives in the house between blank, GPS coordinates blank. Those coordinates we can't see. I heard my rapist from Frogmore Cottage at his house during a party on a Saturday in the summer of 2018. How is contact known? I was a victim of human trafficking by her pedophile ring. Additional info. I also remember another victim being blank. She is a year younger than me, so she may have been as young as 5 years old at the time. Afterwards, she was taken out of an affluent private primary school and sent to the worst school in the area, blank. They won't tell us what the worst school is. That's redacted too. That was where I first recognized her, even though we had supposedly never met. She was put in a class 2 years ahead and then went to the same secondary school as me, blank, a year before I did. We have never once spoken. How is contact known? Redacted, is the daughter of, redacted, and my childhood friend. I remember, redacted, was at some of the parties with me, and I remember us once hiding behind a drape together. However, we have never discussed it, so I don't know what she remembers. Let's see.
So all this ties in directly to all that Kim Noble stuff you talked about. Cattle
Exactly.
prod.
Tie them down to a fucking table and electrocute them, put them in cages. And this is all the stuff that we've heard from the SRA survivors, all the testimonies, all the Air Force bases with stacks of electric cages for children. They can just hit a switch and all of them get electrocuted. It's a system that it's well used by this point. I mean, it's a systematic breaking of the mind, which takes exact thing. They need humiliation. They need sexual trauma. They need to break Grok's legs in the specific way to get these types of Manchurian Candidate effects out of the victim, right?
It's like Elaine's a witch with a broom. Like,
Yeah,
wow,
well,
like
yeah,
a witch
yeah.
motif.
Well said. Yeah.
Well, no,
I deserve to die. That's what she would say, like a witch to a little kid.
And your little dog too.
no. This is probably an inappropriate anecdote, but I was a massage therapist. I thought I was going there. She's like, "Oh, I'm a witch," that, and she had a 600-year-old witch's broom from Scotland, right? And it was real. I mean, it was a real witch's broom. And so these
Did it have
brooms are.
stains on it on the end?
What?
Was it stained on the end with any kind of like?
I didn't really look at it. I had never see. It was almost like I'd never noticed it, and I saw it was like this super antique broom. I said, "What is that?" Oh, that's from this, particular coven. Is about from like 16 something in Scotland, and so the brooms are charged with power. I guess
You know what they did with those, right? It's a sex magic tool. It's a phallus. It's a dildo that they would slather like hallucinogenic, like fly agaric, from the mushroom, the red mushroom with the white dots, that causes a dissociative effect in the witch, and she can do her astral travel but it's applied through the walls of the skin of the vagina. It's like it absorbs through that, like the way that cocaine absorbs through your nose membrane. The same thing. Like people boof drugs up their rear end. The vagina is another receptacle for. So that's what witches would do, is sex magic with the broom. Like riding the broom is like literal. They put it between their legs. Anyway, that's a little piece of knowledge for you listeners who may not know that.
It gets really dark. This is a very important. I mean, there's so many important intake documents, but the timing is very important. And I'm glad that you read that time, Sean, because 713, Ghislaine Maxwell was arrested on July 2nd, 2020. So once these people got arrested, it's in the news and then they're calling, right? The same thing happened with Epstein in 2019. So these people are like, oh, I got information. What's the critical thing that this person said on here? I am willing to testify. I
Covered
will
this up.
testify.
She got such. I mean, her whole trial is just complete farce. It's more to suppress information. I mean, she's getting a kid glove treatment.
It's a massive.
When they
cover-up,
let her
guys.
out, she's gonna say everything they want her to say, and she's gonna be the perfect tool for covering up everything. Just wait. They're gonna let her out.
Guys, this is such an important document. This is 2020. It's not something that happened. I mean, the events happened a long time ago, but somebody's coming forward after 25 years, feels safe because somebody's arrested. I will provide evidence in more detailed description of events. They're telling that to law enforcement. What did they do? We never found out what this person had. They may have taken evidence and covered it up, or this person may
Right.
not even be alive. I don't even know. It
They're
shows
all-
it's a massive. Guys, there are thousands of these intake documents. There's thousands of them after they were arrested. That's how big the cover up is. And Trump is right at the center of it. Bondi, Blanche, they're all in so much trouble because once these files, and other people are covering the stuff. Once these files come out, they're irrefutable. Are you saying that this isn't an Epstein file? This is a freaking official record right here. The EFTA number is EFTA 000020457. You can go download this. And it also goes against that narrative that these guys were just purveyors of like Lolitas or teen models or 15-year-olds or 16. No, there's a lot more documents like this of young kids, guys. So very important stuff. Thanks for reading it.
Yeah, my pleasure. That's fine.
Yeah, the Kim Noble stuff, this validates the Kim Noble and the SRA kids torture stuff. Like, people can't believe it because it's so freaking awful. Why would you want to believe it? But
That's what it takes. Yeah, right.
But you see,
that's what it takes to turn a grok to make them a slave. Is you have to put them through that. Sorry, Hans, keep going. Sorry.
No, the Dutroux stuff talking about the cages. There's a lot, and you find very similar stories of people that would have no connection with each other. You know what I mean? With very similar descriptions of that. But I mean, also, it's like yes, the modern version has become scientized, right? I mean, it's scientific, mind programming. This stuff has been around for a long time, and there's various forms and modalities of it, including initiation and, cult secret societies, including, doing this, and even look at the Mayan society. I mean, this whole society was basically programmed. You know what I mean? So you have all kinds of examples of this.
Aztec as well.
Yeah. And so people knew about, how to do this. I think we have a poor limited modeling because we're not just brains floating around, brain in a vat. That's a goal of the elites, is a brain in a vat. They describe it, in the 50s, the brain in a vat. Like, you're just a brain in a vat. We put whatever we want into that brain. Right. But I'm just saying, like, this stuff has been around. It's just that it's been systematized and turned into a scientific methodology when you have these mass programming things, right? With all the cages. I mean, like Fritz Springmeier talks about this other abandoned military base, and where they have exact same setup with cages. You press a button, you electrocute them all at once, and they occasionally they'll pull kids out and have them sacrifice for examples to traumatize the other kids, and they just do this en masse, right? And they have
Franklin cover up, the allegation of what's the guy's kid's name? It's not Boner, or it's what's the guy who did the deposition for an hour? John
Bonacci.
Johnny, gosh. Bonacci, yeah, thank you.
Right.
He said that they had kids in cages, and that's what Hunter S. Thompson had the kid in the cage. Then they sexually abused him in the most horrific manner, and then shot Bonacci. That's what Bonacci said. It's in the Franklin cover-up. It's not believable. And that ties directly into this guy Pigliazzi with Hunter S. Thompson.
Right.
So you have these elite connections to this hyper deviancy.
Well, and Hunter Thompson, I mean, they talk about him filming the events, and he was there, and then he was on the date. I think it was David Letterman show. Yeah, I like to hunt people, and it's he just said, my fun is like, I like to hunt people and kill them. He says that on the David Letterman show. David Letterman, oh, let's change the subject there, buddy. That's all. But that's that's who these people are. And so, in a certain way, like, I mean, Hunter S. Thompson, who's like this countercultural icon, if you look at Fear and Loathing, like once, you look at it from the lens that we know, even that movie, right? You can see it's not just about having a good time and partying, right? There's a whole other layers to these things. And Hunter S. Thompson was a friggin' wacko, man.
Yeah. Yeah, right. And did he kill himself? Hunter S. Thompson didn't kill himself. I'll get that on the
Very
t-shirt.
questionable.
Right.
There are stories of Jeffrey Epstein hunting for animal cages. Like he's looking for animal cages. I'm trying to find it right now.
Right. And then the animals that he said go ahead and kill, like we'll keep those ones for the eggs, right? And you think about the genetic material that he's looking for with the
That was the Zorro Ranch one we talked about.
right.
That. Yeah.
Keep the chickens for the eggs, right?
Here, read this one. Here's another one. Let's see if I can pull this up. This is the cage one. They're pricing out the cages here, guys. Like literally, this is EFTA 019-722-94. Somebody want to read that?
I guess I can. So, not that I want to, but
Be
okay,
brave.
Here, I'll do it.
Okay,
You're gonna do it? It goes.
Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah. Okay.
Started
So
June 7th,
I was just
2013. It progresses from the bottom up.
Yep. So, okay, this is, Kanya Schulich, CC Jeffrey Epstein, Friday, 6/7/2013, 2:51 p.m. Subject, birds. Oh, I didn't realize they were so big. Are you going to put one of those big cages inside the big round wall on the top of the mountain? On Friday, June 7th, 2013, Blank wrote, here are some cage pictures. Ramos is getting prices. From Stephanie Hodges, June 7th, 2013, 10:33 a.m., birds. Hi, here are the cage photos. Raymond is getting the pricing for me. I have also attached some monkey, lemur, and cat pics. There are options as well. Steph, on Friday, June 7th, 2013, Stephanie Hodge wrote, I will forward the cage info and get pricing. On Friday, June 7th, 2013, Blank wrote, good morning, Stephanie. Jeffrey is requesting a price list for the birds. He is also wondering about cages. I'm not sure what size cage these birds should be in. Could you please check whether they sell cages? I will also do research online. Thank you.
Some birds need really big cages, like aviary type, and you could definitely fit a human into a big bird cage.
There's no evidence that he kept birds, guys. There's no evidence that he kept birds anywhere. And there's no evidence for monkeys or lemurs. Right? So, like, why would I want a monkey cage? Well, where's the fucking monkey? Right?
Another symbolism that of a bird in a cage is the monarch victims. I mean, even Hans and I talked about it with that movie Eyes Without a Face. Like in the end, she like lets these birds out of a cage, and she had no identity and stuff. We went deep on that. We
Symbolism
were
of
talking
the bird, and it's everywhere. It's all throughout the Bowie, Beatles,
the
cage,
Dolly Parton. Yeah,
it's everywhere.
Right.
I'm trying to find that one about the Zorro Ranch animals because we read that. Try to see if we can read it again, but.
Well, in 50s, 60s England, birds was synonym for like chicks, right. Birds, girls, chicks. So it's, but they called them birds, in England.
Bird watching.
Gosh, where is that stupid zoo one that I had? Anyway, I have too many files. I don't know.
Do you want to talk about some comments while you're looking?
Yeah, you want to start, Sean? Go ahead.
So somebody said loosh is a thing, and another person asked, "What is loosh?" And so I just wanted to answer that. Really, like loosh is it's negative energy that can be siphoned off by non-corporeal entities. They they drink it like sustenance. And if you know about like Jerry Marzinski and how he talks about he wrote a book about how the voices that schizophrenics hear are basically demons or non-corporeal entities that are feeding off the energy of the victim. So loosh harvesting is when they can make, so demons are these non-corporeal things that need to feed off us. They create a situation in our life which will cause pain and anguish and ongoing suffering, so they can just drink that off of us. And like when somebody dies, like they will latch on to the people, like they'll jump from one to the other. Jerry even describes it as it's as if these things are clocking in for a job. They just like show up and they pester the mind of the schizophrenic for so many hours, and then it's very weird. But the loosh is that, and the whole satanic society is like humans are a big loosh farm for these non-corporeal demons. I'm sure a lot of the listeners will know what I'm talking about. So I'm scrolling up here. Let's see. Yeah, so Rothschild, Bank of England, House of Windsor, like these are the people like that goes along with the faces that William was showing before, and the connections of why Maxwell's not going to get in trouble. Like, here, let's see. Oh, okay. You have to look into Johnny Vedmore's reporting on Maria Farmer. She has proved she is complicit with the Epstein network, even if she started as a victim. That's interesting. Johnny Vedmore is a spicy character. Didn't see that.
Yeah, he got pissed at me. I missed an appointment with him. He's not talking to me, so I don't think it's going to happen through me. It'll have to happen through Sean. But
he worked for them. You know, he worked for. I mean, she worked for. That was her job, right? She was hired and this and that, so she didn't know, and she started to find out what was going on.
It's part of the grooming. It's part of the manipulation. Is you bring them in slowly, and then they use it as a multi-level marketing scheme. So then they were complicit. Is you will come in, and then you find the girls, and then they're black. It's a form of blackmail. They've got a finger on them, right? So I'm not even surprised at all that Maria Farmer could be possibly complicit. I'm not saying she is. But that's the way they did the whole process of grooming, was to like bring them in, abuse them, and then turn them in, like morph them, like almost mind control them into the Stepford wives or something like that. Like, okay, now you go find them. Now I'll give you $300. Tell your friends I'll give them $300. Now you're involved in like the network or the scheme, right?
These DID victims, a lot of times they have cult loyal alters inside that will take over, and all of a sudden they're doing, like Alice from Eyes Wide Shut. You know what I mean? She's like bringing her kid to the cult and letting them kidnap her, but because the cult loyal altar is like, we should be thankful, right? We should be. Anyway, does anybody know Frogmore, Meghan and Harry's home? Is that real? Is that true?
I don't know. I've never heard that. Maybe it is. Is it Meghan and Harry's home where they're doing the abuse? Wow, that'd be crazy.
That's somebody should look up and comment some more on that. That's great. G Taylor 2027, please give us more information. Let's see. Please interview Johnny Vedmore. Can't, not William, but maybe Hans or Sean. Okay.
It is, according to Google, it was gifted to them in 2018, though. It's recent. So maybe it was in the royal family Frogmore Cottage was officially vacated as the property of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex.
That's them,
So
right?
at one point it was.
That's Meghan and Harry. Wow. So, orphanage would lend out kids over the weekends in England. I'm sure that's probably true. I mean, the way that Jimmy Savile would go in and out of these places.
He did. He would take all the various homes. He'd take them out in a car, in a van, and then take them to parties, take them to
Yeah,
various
he
places.
had a camper van, like
Yeah.
a conversion van. He would just
Yeah. And one of the victims even described, like, she was taken to some basement and maybe in a hospital, and he was sitting there on a throne, as a satanic ritual, pentagram, and all this stuff, and she was so yeah, they would loan him out. I mean, he had a whole,
right. Right.
Frogmore Cottage is a house close to Windsor Estate, according to this article. It's a half a mile south of Windsor Castle. So it's Frogmore House, Frogmore Cottage, Windsor Castle. It's all part of some kind of.
that's a cottage, man.
That's where Andrew hit her in the driveway, and they tied her down and electrocuted her, and Ghislaine broke her nose. Great. Here, this
Talk about Eyes Wide Shut, right?
Yeah, right.
Elite castles.
Yeah, like Metmore Towers, right? Barto67 says, this sounds very much like the Sasha Riley story about Trump. He said his pilot father trafficked him to Trump at some farm in the Midwest. And Sasha Riley, that people should listen to that. Holy crap. Because it makes sense. Like, the ego of the narcissistic psychopath, like, is exposed in those Sasha Riley tapes or whatever you'd call them. Someone says, G. Taylor says, blows my mind how many people still look up to the Windsors. That's mind control right there. That's just the same as we get here in America with, like, Hollywood. Like, it's, people believe anything. People are, programmable. Boy George, do you really want to hurt me? Has Dolphin Club Notorious. I don't know what that is. Was Ghislaine teaching the men how to do this as well? Does anybody know that?
It seems like she was the real kind of handler of everything. So I would say that she definitely was handling the women and instructing them. She was kind of like the housewoman or something like that. But I didn't come across a lot of boys being trafficked.
Right. That was over in, so that was at the Finders Group or whatever, the Boys Town, like, whatever your flavor is, you go to the, anyway, so, okay. Oh, I didn't get what that was about. Okay. Applicator, that was talking about the broom. All right. Okay. William, did you live in NorCal during grade school? Ever hear about the Pescadero field trips? You still there, William? He might be going to the bathroom. We'll ask him later. Hear about this Amanita, like in the movie Witch, the one who spelled with two dots. Yeah, that's a great film. Everybody should see that. And the director is, he's a great director. He just did Nosferatu. Oh my God. Anyway, people will tell me. Yeah, that is legit. That movie is based on, like, legit history of witches, and that witch in that movie was actually making a paste out of the dead baby. She was grinding the baby, and then she slathered herself fully, and then so, like, she had to steal the baby to make them float like that. All of them float, right? That there's levels, it goes deep. So anyway, so she may get pardoned. She did stuff for Rothschilds. Trump said that he wishes her well. Ghislaine. Uh, okay.
And
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'd say those. I'm sure everyone knows this by now, but I mean, her father, Robert Maxwell, is a major, major espionage player, major owner of massive amounts of media. Right? He actually got rubbed off by the Mossad because he got a little bit too big for his britches. I guess he was, complaining, but he, Ponzi schemes, everything. But this guy was very high level, and so she came from right. She dialed in right at the top, and she was, she started doing this when she was quite young.
Right. Yeah, she was probably programmed to be this. Like,
I think she didn't have to be programmed. She was just like, this is what you do. Okay, this looks fun.
right.
So seriously, like I don't think she had to be programmed. Depending on the family, sometimes yeah, they do like abuse to make people psychopathic, but some are just like no problem. This seems really fun. And it's
Yeah.
you know
William, you had a question here. Let me find it.
Okay.
Did you live in NorCal during grade school? Ever hear about the Pescadero field trips?
I did live in NorCal. I graduated in 1986, and there were field trips all around. Pescadero was kind of in the Bay Area Peninsula, but I never heard anything bad about it. But I mean, there are pedophiles everywhere, man. On the Catholic Church, like school coaches, boys.
Right.
We just grew. It was just a thing people grew up with,
Anywhere
so,
you can get kids away from their parents, really.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was bad. So I don't know. I mean, there were all kinds of stories. Like trying to think, like one of the AYSO coaches was got busted. There were stories. I mean, the other thing is like we knew, like growing up, there were like when you're a boy, you know that these are inappropriate relationships that adults are having with girls, men, but you didn't have anywhere to go. You didn't like there was no. You just knew what was going on. I actually had somebody who grew up in the same year was being abused by some old dude, and none of us knew, but we all knew. And there was one girl who was being raped by her dad, and to get back at him, he like had a nice this is a pretty dark story, but she had a nice Mustang that he liked to drive around. So what she did, this is in an upper middle class environment, she hung herself in the garage so that when he came back from his car drive and opened the automatic garage door, he found her hanging, the girl that he was raping. Never went to court, never. And everybody, it's like people talked about it at school. Like all the girls talk. The girls talk too. Like the grapevine worked back then. That's how you communicated. So that's a super dark story, but
wow.
it was a different time back then. It was a worse time. People just put up with stuff that happened at homes. And like I had friends whose parents beat the crap out of them. Like it was really rough. It was really like their external, it was almost like some kind of Stepford wife thing where like the internal home life was super chaotic, but then outside these people would be like, you know, teachers at elementary schools or high school principals or something like that. But it's just so weird. Anyway, I don't know anything about Pescadero. I'll have to look into it.
Well, thanks for that. That's good. Okay, Blue Bloods, Aryans. Okay, we got some stuff. Okay, his book Hell's Angels is very good. I don't know what to say about Hunter. His short stories are very candid and interesting. And thanks, Hank Williams. Schultz there.
Yeah, for people who don't know, he did a short story about satanic sacrifice where bodies were being dropped, and even IAI doesn't know where it is, but it's in one of his books. It's hard to find. A lot of this stuff has been scrubbed. And I'm sure people who like Hunter would want that scrubbed, honestly, because he talks about people at night picking up bodies for strange rituals, like literally writes about that. And I think he falls into at least some of his writing into transgressive literature.
Well, his first novel is actually pretty good, right? So he wrote a novel. He was hanging out. I think it was in Cuba or whatever. And so he started out as a novelist, and he switched to journalism. But I think somewhere along that journey, he crossed, to another want to join the club, and maybe, you know what I mean? And so he decided, I think he decided to join the club,
Yeah. D4VD also had a big cage at his home. Right. Yeah. So, did he have Humane Society connections? So, all right. The world is so lost. Dude. Right. So, let's see.
Should we, anything else important we could?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I guess I mean, I'm scrolling through and I'm trying.
We
to
do
find,
have
there's a
something very
lot.
important. There's 337 people waiting for Trumpy the Bear.
Trumpy
guys.
Bear, let's do it, guys.
All right.
Are you guys ready? This is one of the
Okay,
greatest
yeah.
experiences you'll have today.
Here,
at least.
I can, here, I'll do the, here, wait, I'll find it. Okay.
This is so funny. Oh my
The
god.
official commercial. Share.
Just so everyone knows, this is real. It's a real product, and this is his product. So we can all go. I recommend everyone buy one.
This is a real thing from, this was posted 8 years ago, 5 million views. Order yours today, www.gettrumpybear.com. Well, we might visit that too if we have time.
The wind whispered through the forest. A storm is coming. You cannot defeat the storm. From the trees rose a resounding voice. I fear nothing. I come when the trumpet sounds. I am the storm, the great American grizzly. Introducing the original Trumpy Bear, the fearless, super plush American grizzly. Trumpy Bear was born June 14th, Flag Day. Just find the secret zipper and pull out the flag blanket. Then wrap yourself.
Find the secret zipper and pull out your flag blanket. Dude, what is that? I don't.
And then we've done many shows about the pedo bear, right? So
right,
talked
exactly.
about it,
the secret zipper. Oh man.
Comfort and warmth. Show your patriotism and proudly display Trumpy on Flag Day and on any American holiday. Trumpy can even honor your own family heroes.
God that he sent to Iran to die.
Well, no, I mean, they literally have, so there's a home shrine for their dead son or whatever, and they have the Trumpy Bear right on the shrine for those who are listening.
That bear's got blue eyes. You can trust him.
Bless America, and God bless Trumpy Bear.
Trumpy Bear sits proudly at the front of the motorcycle for all the world to see.
Which is a Japanese motorcycle they put on display for this commercial. They couldn't even get an American motorcycle.
And loves to cruise with his brother.
I'm a former Marine, and I'm proud to have Trumpy Bear ride by my side. Once a Marine, always a Marine.
Oh, of course, buy a bear, then of course, because you're a Marine. Right?
Everyone knows Trumpy Bear loves to go to the golf course.
Everyone knows.
When I ride with Trumpy Bear, he makes my golf game great again. Thank you, Trumpy Bear.
Simply style his trademark hair and place him in his favorite chair. Even the toughest guys will love Trumpy Bear.
When America is great, business is great.
And Trump really loves those tough guys too. He gets a quick look at their Johnson while they're looking away.
When business is great,
right.
I am great. I love you, Trumpy Bear.
I am an Army veteran. I am proud.
Notice this guy's name. He's an Army veteran. His name is Corporal Frank Warholic. Dude, what the
And he's wearing a shirt with tons of American flags behind him. He's Frank War.
Statism is a disease, people. Really.
Warholic.
I will always
It's
be
unbelievable.
proud to be an American.
Order the Super Plus Trumpy Bear for only 2 payments of $19.95 and receive a special certificate of authenticity. Don't miss out on owning a piece of American history.
I would
Order
hate
now
to
for
get
only-
an inauthentic Trumpy Bear, guys.
Right.
Like, I mean,
Yeah.
God, is this real?
Did
Better
that
be.
fall off the back of the
Bean
truck?
Vegas?
Is this
Yeah,
a real
it better be
Trumpy
the
Bear?
real thing.
Yeah.
If it's had the creepy zipper with a flag that comes
Yeah,
out, you have to
dude.
reach in and get
You
it.
can wrap yourself up in your patriotic blanket.
2 payments of
$19.95.
$19.95. Trumpy, the most
2
fearless
payments.
bear anywhere. Order now.
Okay, order now. So yeah, but it was 8 years ago. It was 2 payments of $19.95.
It's gone up.
What it is now. Yeah,
But-
this is now
2025.
2025. Shipping sold out. Okay.
I want that new tie. I want to get the Trumpy Bear.
I want the deluxe kit. It's only $100 or $80 with all the flags and
$80. Yeah, right. Okay, so you get your flag and the free song download. So anybody want to hear? I guess you have to download it to listen.
I have it right at the ready, guys. You're in luck.
Please share.
And this song, this fully produced 3-minute song for the Trumpy Bear. I think it's a masterpiece.
Everybody get your Kleenex, get your napkins out. This is going to bring a tear to your eyes.
Got authentic country flavor.
Yeah, there's no question about it. This is not AI, by the way.
And you'll never be able to forget how much it costs and where to get one. Oh, man.
Okay. It's called gettrumpybear.com. That's the thing. Let me see if I can play this on here.
Everybody remembers Balenciaga's bear campaign, I'm sure. Grab him by the teddy right there. I'm a proud American to ride on my Japanese motorcycle with a bear that has a hairstyle like the president who destroyed my dollar.
But the guy's like super macho. He's got like the chopper. I am his bear. I'm a proud Marine. Like, dude,
make my golf game great again. Thank you, Trumpy.
I have the MP3. I'm trying to figure out how to play this. I think you can go to the website and there's like a little thing where you can play it live, isn't there?
So yeah, we played it live.
We played it live last time. Yeah.
Here, let's see. Just hit the download and then it'll give you.
I'm going to the website right now. Let me see if I can figure this out.
For all you listeners, because we love you, we're gonna show you.
But most jingles are about 10 seconds, 30 seconds, 3 minutes and 3 seconds, man.
This will bring a tear to your eyes, guys. It's gonna just blow your.
Trumpy Bear Distributor says they've received hundreds of threats, including death threats.
Okay. You can download this yourself, guys. Let me know if you hear the audio. Nope. Does the audio come through?
No.
Okay.
It's
got that catchy intro, guys, so get ready.
It says 2 fake assassination attempts, but then there was yesterday was another one.
Yeah.
To get that new ballroom.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Vote or die, bitch. Vote or die.
Hey, do you want a friend who's bold and great? A bear that's got the style you can't underrate. It's Trumpy Bear, and it's here today. Get yours now, don't delay. For just $69.95, it's a deal you can't beat. Plus a hat and tie to make you look complete. No need to search, no need to roam. Get your Trumpy Bear and bring it home. Trumpy Bear, he's the one for you. With style and flair, he's turning heads too. Head to get Trumpy Bear.
Style and flair.
It's true. Get your Trumpy Bear today. It's waiting for you.
This is my favorite clients right here. Coming up.
He's bold, he's fun, he's the star of the show. With his hat and his tie, he's ready to go. No matter where you are or what you do, Trumpy Bear's the buddy that's just for you. For just $69.95, it's a steal, can't you see? A hat, a tie, and a bear, that's all for free. Order now, don't hesitate. Trumpy Bear is your perfect mate. Trumpy Bear is the one for you. With style and flair, he's turning heads too. Head again, TrumpyBear.com, it's true.
The song keeps going though.
It's waiting for
I want this on my iPod.
It's $69.95. They raised the price again, man. Trumpy Bear inflation because you're on war.
What are you waiting for? He's just a click away.
Just a click away.
Had to get Trumpy Bitter calm and brighten up your day. Trumpy Bear, he's the one for you. With style and flair, he's turning heads too. Had to get Trumpy Bitter calm, it's true. Get your Trumpy Bitter day, it's waiting for you. Trumpy Bear, yeah, Trumpy Bear. Get him now, he's your new best friend, I swear. Only $69.95, it's a perfect pair. Get your Trumpy Bitter day right here.
So you heard it here first, people.
Trumpy Bear song.
Guys, you have to treasure these things. This is pre-AI.
YouTube's probably gonna freaking get us because YouTube is probably...
The Trumpy Bear squad's coming after
He's your
us.
perfect mate.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
Holy crap.
He's
Is
your
it like
best-
a sex
Yeah.
doll? What the
Find a secret zipper.
Trumpy Bear is your perfect mate. Trumpy Bear, he's the one for you. With style and flair,
No, and the lady is, kind of attractive, probably whatever housewife, and take it out and wrap yourself in the secret, open the secret zipper, and there's the flag, wrap yourself in it. Secret zipper. Why is it, you know what I mean? Come on.
So great. There's got to be somebody in that like advertising department just booting it up. Like they have to be like in on it. Like, guys, let's just have fun doing this and make the most ridiculous thing.
Well,
He's your perfect mate.
But the song, they just extend it past any, again, most jingles are about 30 seconds, maybe 45 seconds. This is full 3 minutes. And that out chorus, it just brings the passion up. They just keep it going, man. With a soulful country fiddle, it's got to be real. And he comes with a free hat and a tie.
It's still funny. It's still
That comment was from before, but I just want to play it now.
Guys, you guys waited to the last minute on this show, so you really have been privileged to witness Trumpy Bear pre-AI, guys. Incredible. There's tons of comments. Somebody did a super chat. Thank you very much, Daniel. Really appreciate it. I mean, there's so many comments, guys. It's really hard to keep up with it.
Yeah.
Like there's like a lot of comments, a lot of people involved. So thanks everybody for listening. Really appreciate it. We didn't even get to my slides. In a way, that's very fortunate because I added so much I don't even know. I've got like 250 slides now. And that Pigliazzi guy was just one element of it. But there's so many other names in there. Coons, Hearst. I literally could write a book on Epstein and art stuff now. Like I really think I could put together a credible 400-page book. I'm not joking. And that's just one element of these files. But Hans got to run, I think so. I know it's late your time, guys. You guys are at almost at the midnight hour, so I think you guys want to wrap it up. Is that what we're up to?
Well, I'm good either way. I just I'm not working tomorrow, so I'm okay to hang out. But
I probably should.
Why don't you tell people where they can find you, and let's wrap it up.
Well, thanks everybody for being here. I do apologize for not posting for a while. I got a bunch of new material, just various transitional phases, whatever. But I thanks everybody. I'm at the Resonant State. My website is hansutter.com, which is just primarily music related. But check out the new article that's on the Brett's Journal there on FM radio, Culted Frequencies of Counterculture. So I'm on YouTube, Spotify, BitChute, Rumble, and Odyssey. So thank you guys, everybody, for listening. And thank you, Sean and William, for being who you are.
my pleasure. It's always fun to be here with you guys. And you can find my stuff, Wake the Dead. You can find it all over. I'm on YouTube here. I'm doing this live. But also BitChute, Rumble, Odyssey, and Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcast, all this stuff. And people can find, make sure I post everything on onegreatworknetwork.com/Sean-McCann. And there's a donate page there if people feel willing to share the love. I am I am a working slave, and I need all the help I can get in the world. Also, I mentioned this last time, or might have, but I now have a PO box that people can contact me, send me stuff, or whatever, donations, or evidence of magazines or whatever, cannabis. Send it to Wake the Dead, PO Box 93, Oberlin, Ohio 44074. And thank you, William and Hans, for joining me.
Yeah, thanks for being back. I've really enjoyed these shows. They started before Charlie Kirk was assassinated, so it was August. So I think we're on our almost 8th month.
It's almost a year. We'll get to August.
I know, it's amazing. I think they're fantastic shows. We, even tonight we didn't really get into the files, but I think we talked about a lot of stuff, a lot of predicates leading up to Epstein. So it's a really good kind of entry thing about like this isn't some anomaly that came out of nowhere. These are a lot of people around that Epstein correlates or rhymes with or is analogous to the Podesta files. But yeah, so check out these guys. And sharing is caring. So if you like the shows, please share them. Really appreciate it. That means more than anything, really. It's more important than giving money, actually, is just to share on your social media. Share these guys' shows, Wake the Dead, Resonant State. I know a lot of you guys are fans. So that's one of the biggest things to support. You don't even have to pay money. I know times are tough, man. Like I go to the grocery store, I spent $200 on stuff that used to cost me $75.
Yeah, dude.
So we all have to kind of come together in ways that don't involve the evil, corrupted financial situation. And sharing is one of the ways you can do it. It doesn't cost you anything. So just really appreciate it. I try to share a lot of people too. So I try to pay it forward. So if you can pay it forward, I'd really appreciate it. And thanks for sticking in there. It's really a benefit for Trumpy Bear. It's one of the most inadvertently funny things I've ever seen. You can see my stuff. I have 5 books on Amazon, or I post a lot on Patreon, so it's ad-free. And I also respond a lot on there. And if you want to reach out to me, send me an email. It's the best way to contact me. I check my email all the time. I spend like 2 hours a day in correspondence. You wouldn't believe it. But it's worked for me, not just for setting up like shows and things, but people send me really great information. I got a lot of SFK information today. Things like Blink Twice was a perfect example. I had no idea about that movie. And it turned into an episode that everybody can learn from, and Sean and Hans and I can learn from. So also William Ramsey Investigates is the podcast, and you can see stuff like that. I did 3 shows yesterday on the Epstein files. So if you want to go and read through those code words and strange things like jerky and white frozen tuna, whatever the hell they're talking about.
Sounds appetizing.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I didn't know tuna had a color. Like I just thought tuna was tuna, but I guess Epstein has a different sensibility. But anyway, I'm assuming this will be a part 2 next week.
Sure.
And then get into the files. I have just a almost encyclopedia of information on this. It's really important. We talked about the intro, Hans did too, about how important eyes are a doorway to our sensibilities, psychology, and the general culture. And Epstein was a deviant. There's no question about it. So anyway, thanks for having me on, guys. Really appreciate it.
We look forward to part 2. Thank you, William.
Yeah, great concept, and really enjoyed it. Thanks everybody for listening, and stay free. If the STF, okay, I'm not good at not swearing if I'm trying not to swear. If shit hits the fan, I'm building this dome home communities, hopefully out in New Mexico, because just a heads up, there is a potential of things going super south in the United States. It may, I say 3 to 6 months, 9 months. There's a lot of fault lines. It just depends what happens. Hopefully it doesn't, right? I like things, keep going the way they are, at least to a certain degree. But just, be mindful that there may be a massive spike after, coming up in the summer with food prices and a lot of things. Gas could hit probably $9, $10 a gallon. So.
Well, on that note, wah, Debbie Downer. Thanks, Hans.
You always have Trumpy Bear to perk you up, guys.
Yeah, Trumpy Bear he's a perfect mate.
He's a perfect mate.
Just remember Trumpy Bear.
He's my best friend. If Trumpy Bear's your best friend, man, you're in a lot of trouble, man. I'm sorry. If Trumpy Bear's my best friend, dude.
Oh, here we go. Here's before we go, corroborates what you said. Somebody that works for the DOD told me to stock up on food, and there is a big attack coming, and I've heard it from numerous circles. It will be a military false flag. So get ready for May Day, everybody. Beltane's coming, right? Yeah.
According to some, credible experts like Larry Johnson, who was like an ex-CIA analyst, there's real like conflicts within the Department of Defense now. Like a lot of these people they're not on board with another attack on Iran. So things are really strange. And we did a show on Civil War, guys. Like, these
Yes.
are all prescient. We did so many things that are so important. Civil War, white noise.
The
Eyes
one
Wide
Obama
Shut, John.
did, the Obama movie, the
Yeah.
one with the signal,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but that's one thing people don't know. Like, so you can drop with one nuclear weapon, you don't even have to hit the ground. You detonate it in the atmosphere, EMF wipeout. That EMF wipeout will take out all the nuclear power plants. Just that country's finished, man. I mean, people don't realize how vulnerable the grid is. And, you get that high atmospheric blast. You don't even have to hit the ground, right? Just total electricity blackout will do the rest. And that's what we see in that film. So, yeah, but I don't like to be paranoid, man, because I think that's no, I'm not. I
We
mean,
can all go hide in our bathtub. We learned that from you, Hans.
You got to stand in the moment. You can't be fearless. If the zombies, when the Juba family daycare, they erase the frog off their little weird van. If they come after me, I've got a huge Somalian community right up the street. I'm not going to run. I'm going to stay in my ground with Trumpy Bear.
He's your best mate and friend. So, like, when things get rough, you can always rely on your Trumpy Bear, guys.
Right. You can ride your hog with Trumpy Bear in his secret zipper.
The tough guy.
Sorry, guys, that was gross.
When he's meeting that MMF guy, the guy's like giving him like the spread legs, like crotch you. He's like, seriously, like, just here you go. Here's what's on display. No, he does. He says he spreads his legs, man. It's like, here's the merchandise. Try before you buy. Yeah.
I hope they have a contact information for Warhol.
Warholic, yeah, we got to get Corporal Warholic on. We got to get him on and really interview that guy too. Find out why
I think he's going to be my new mascot for the show.
That's a great idea.
If the Civil War goes down, I'll call him.
Yeah, keep voting, right? You can be.
Yeah, can you imagine him showing up in front of your house with Trumpy Bear to help you fight off the Civil War? The MAGA Civil War with Captain Corporal Warholic. You cannot write this stuff, man. It's so fun.
Oh, he gets drunk on the blood of the vanquished. But he loves his teddy bear. Okay.
All right, guys.
We love you guys. Thank you.
Peace.
Thank you for joining us.
Thanks, everybody, for listening. All right, let's
Bye-bye.
end the stream.